We're on the road with Mickey, we're gonna have some fun. Regardless of the rain or sun, our trip has just begun. So buckle up, let's go, we're about to start the show. And maybe if you like us, you'll see where else we'll go.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike, and she's Sophie.
And she's Brenda.
Hi, everyone.
She's back, and
Yay!
we're all back. And he's Grogu. Hey, buddy. And we're on the road with Mickey. We're back after a 1 week hiatus. We hope you all enjoyed your time off from us, and we hope that you're ready to watch some more episodes of On the Road with Mickey. This is episode 165 for April 11th, 2023, and our feature topic this week is we are looking at trip recaps from Brenda and Sophie. They were the whirlwind travelers and have their own trips that they're going to talk about together. But first, we are going to go over some cheddar from the big cheese, and we have a correction. I mentioned last episode that I had thought it was the grandson of E.P. Ripley who was the one who operated the train at the Disneyland Railroad, and that was not correct, as Sophie found out really quickly. It is actually the grandson of Ward Kimball that had operated the Ward Kimball number 5 locomotive at the Disneyland Railroad. So I think that is super cool. I just think it's so neat that your grandpa has a train and you're the one who runs it. How awesome! Oh my gosh,
That is totally
so cool.
awesome.
That'd be so cool.
Yeah.
And since we're doing trip recaps from Brenda and Sophie, I'm not going to talk as much further in the show, so I'm going to give us all our cheddar from the big cheese this week. So, so Sophie's going to sip on her tea and get ready.
Go right ahead, Daddy.
Well, it was recently announced by Dwayne The Rock Johnson himself and his 2 girls on a YouTube video that there is going to be a live action Moana coming to the screen.
Okay.
So
And-
let's guess who he's playing, right?
Yep, he is playing Maui, and it's going to be really cool. I think it's going to be a lot of fun. It's going to be filmed in Hawaii, I believe. And it's really neat. I will put the link to the YouTube in the show notes because
Great.
it's really cool video and it's kind of meaningful. It's really cool. Dwayne talks about his grandfather who was like a larger than life figure in Hawaii, and it just he talks about it and how that's kind of like his inspiration for
nice.
his portrayal of Maui, which I think is so cool. So I'll put the link in the show notes. So go check it out.
Yay.
We also have a couple bits of Cheese Whiz. Now remember, Cheese Whiz is cheddar that's rumor. So it's not necessarily real cheese. It might be fake cheese. But anyway, under that category, there is a rumor that nighttime parades are coming back to both Disneyland and Walt Disney World. Oh, I hope so. I love nighttime parades.
Me too.
And the bigger part of the rumor is that after a summer run at Disneyland, the Main Street Electrical Parade will be returning to Walt Disney World.
I hope it's real cheese.
Oh,
Yeah.
gosh, I hope it's real.
I hope we find out soon.
Yeah, me too. There's no official confirmation, but I'm going to keep looking to see if I can get verification on that. And then I don't think this is as much Cheese Whiz, but we put it under here because there's some ambiguity about it. And that rumor is that there is an untitled Mickey Mouse film project coming to the screens in 2025. And Chris Pratt announced that he will be the lead voice in the film.
Hmm.
So, And if you do some research at the Walt Disney Studios or Animation Studios, I think is where we found it. It says that there is an untitled Mickey Mouse film project, and so there's no title for it yet or anything like that. So early stages, of course, but it's kind of interesting. I really want to see where this goes.
Me too. We love Mickey.
Yeah, anything to do with Mickey, we are all about here. So that's our cheddar / cheese whiz for this week. And now I am going to turn it over to my lovely co-hosts, and I'm going to let them decide who's going to talk first and what they're
Sophie.
going to talk about. Sophie's going to talk first. Okay.
Okay, majority rules.
And
All right, then.
Grogu said Sophie should talk first too. So
Vast majority rules.
So what we're doing is they're each going to talk about their trips, and we're going to give they're going to give like a top 5 things that they experienced on their trip. So a little background first, and then go into it. Sophie.
All right. Well, background. How on earth do I explain this in a cohesive sentence? Okay. Well, so my trip, while Aunt Brenda was off on her cruise, my trip was land-based, and I went down to Orlando for the weekend. Well, can you call it a weekend? I was there Wednesday night through Monday morning. I flew in Wednesday morning, well, not morning, evening, and Monday I flew home Monday evening. So I was there for really a little under a week.
Yeah.
And the reason I was there was because I was going to this tiny, obscure little event called MegaCon Orlando. It really was quite small. We only had at least 10,000 people in attendance
Goodness.
on Saturday.
Mega.
Yeah.
Mega. And the thing is, MegaCon stands for Mega Convention. And for those of you who are into the convention culture, it's basically where a bunch of people with like-minded interests and hobbies and just things that they enjoy, they all gather together to celebrate the things that they enjoy. So there are different types of conventions. There's Comic-Con, a convention all about comics. There's D23, a convention all about Disney. There's Anime Expo, a convention all about anime. MegaCon encompasses all of these things.
Oh, nice.
Okay. That's
Which
a
is
good
why,
synopsis.
Yeah.
yeah, and there's so much more that it encompasses as well. It encompasses live action movies. There's just a whole bunch to it. And I went there and I had a lot of fun with it. So
Yay.
should I go into detail or should I let Aunt Brenda take the floor for a minute or two?
Oh, no. I want to hear all about it.
Well,
All
I
right.
was going to say, I was going to interrupt and say, why don't you give us like one of your 5 things that you wanted to highlight, and then we'll go to Brenda and we'll kind of do a round robin.
All right then. Well, it's really hard to choose because there's so much that I enjoyed while I was there. I
Mhm.
can't really narrow it down to just 5. But if I had to, I would say that my 5th, which is my lowest ranking on my top 5, my 5th one would have to be probably the costuming. And it
Okay.
would go higher, but let me just say, Mommy, I appreciate you so much for this. Making those costumes was very stressful. And I think we are both in agreement when we say we will not be doing that again anytime soon.
What costume did you wear?
So I wore
Plural.
4.
Oh, wow.
There were 4
Okay.
days. I
Gotcha.
wore one for each different day, and so did Jagan. But the hardest one would have to be the one that I wore on my last day. So while you're talking, Aunt Brenda, I'm going to pull up a photo so that everybody can see.
That's awesome. Are you going to show us photos for every day?
Yes.
Yay.
Okay.
Well, I didn't do mine like a 5 to a top 1 kind of thing, but where I went was, I'm so sorry. I'm going to apologize to everyone because my allergies are killing me. Where I went on the Celebrity Cruise Line for the first time because I'm trying to learn about the line. I went on the newest ship, the Celebrity Beyond, which was fantastic. And I mean, the first thing I can say, and I guess it's my point number one, is that ship is beautiful. I mean, it is beautiful. Like it's created like by this huge amount of artists and artistic architects, and it's just breathtaking. It's like around every corner there's either a magnificent display of like evolution or Eden, the Garden of Eden. I mean, the amount of thought and creativity that went into creating this ship is just amazing. So I have to start with that because it's unlike any ship I've ever gone on. It's just breathtakingly beautiful.
Okay.
Okay. Anything else?
Not for that category.
Okay,
Oh.
then, all right. Well, I've gotten my thing. I've gotten the photo, so I'm going to go ahead and share it with you now. This was by far the most difficult costume to pull off.
Oh my God, look how
I
pretty
love it.
you are.
I know.
Oh
So
my
that character
gosh.
is, and the thing of it is, nobody recognized the character.
That's okay though.
That's okay because I felt great in it. So that
Oh,
character is from a very niche anime that I watch. It's called Shadow's House. That character is the main character. And yeah, because it's such a new anime as well, it's a new show, there aren't many good costumes of her out on the internet for you to find. So my mom and I, we had to band together and we made that costume ourselves. And
wow.
poor mommy, she was up until 4 a.m. the night before I flew to Orlando making that shirt.
I
The
hope you
jacket.
guys are watching this on YouTube because this is awesome.
Yeah. Okay, that's enough of that.
But yeah, the
Wow.
wig, the costume, the whole 9 yards is
Mhm.
And
just
did you do that much on every day? Like,
That was the hardest one, but yes.
wow. And
every
what
day she
fun
had a
though.
different costume. Yeah.
Every single day was a different one. I can't wait to show you day number 2. So that costume was day number 4. And as I keep talking about it, I will pull up pictures of me
Yay.
from the other days. And I might even get some pictures with Jagan as well.
Was everyone in attendance dressed in costume?
Not everybody, but a vast, well, not the majority, but a huge chunk of people were. It was about a 50-50 split between people wearing costumes and people just wearing normal geeky clothes.
All right.
Wow,
So
that's awesome.
number 4 on your list, Sophie.
Number 4 would have to be well, some of the things that I bought.
Ooh, cool.
uh the
Okay.
best way to describe a convention is trick-or-treating for adults, and the adult part is that you have to pay for what you get.
Oh,
And you know
not
what?
such a fun treat sometimes.
Hey, it is absolutely a fun treat because you don't have to get everything. You only get what you want.
That's true.
Yeah.
What did you get?
Well, the things that I got are mainly keychains, but there were also some necklaces, some posters, and even some things for next year, because I do intend to go next year, or at least the year after that, if things allow. But here I'm going to just pull up a couple of the things that I showed to my dad. Here we go. So these are the keychains that I got. That
Oh,
one's my
cute.
favorite.
Look, it's a
Oh
Ahsoka
my gosh,
Grogu.
look. Oh,
Yep, isn't he just adorable?
yes.
And then I've got some other ones. A lot of these are from shows I watch or games that I play.
That
This one
Pikachu right
here,
there? No,
Pikachu?
no, that's not. I saw the yellow guy and I thought it was Pikachu, but it's not.
No, I don't play Pokemon. So the girl with the pink hair, that's Anya. She's from an anime I watch. It's called Spy Times Family. Basically, a spy needs to adopt a kid and get married as quickly as possible in order to complete his mission. And he does, and Anya's the kid, and she's a telepath, and she knows exactly what he is. She knows he's a spy. She knows her mother's an assassin, and
Oh
neither
my.
of them know this about each other. She's the
Oh
only
wow.
one that knows, and it's hilarious. This is from Yeah, this is called Monty. He's a gator. He's from a game that I play. Uh, Solix, he is a troll, literally. I won't explain that too much. And this is my new keychain. So this is from an anime that I watch. It's called My Hero Academia. And these two are like best friends, but also rivals. I won't explain too much about it, but that's most of what I got. And I still have other things that I will show you, but those are for further down the line.
That's great.
Mm-hmm.
I think the only thing I bought on my ship was sunscreen.
It's like night and day. I'm not
Yeah.
even going to tell you how much I spent on all of this because you will flip out.
Oh, well, that's for you to know and no one else to find out.
Except my
Exactly.
parents, because they did find out.
Not because we asked, though.
Well,
Oh,
at least it was my money and not theirs.
that's right. And those are great things. And it's nice to buy things you really want sometimes.
And of course, I also have the added excuse / reasoning that I was supporting small businesses when I did this.
That's
Yeah.
right. That's very important.
It was good for the economy.
Hmm.
All right, Brenda, what's next on your list?
Well, I wanted to say it was great to travel with my sister. I went with my middle sister, who's Linda. There's three of us. Linda's 3 years older than me, and Pam is 8 years older than me. And Linda and I went, it's kind of funny because when you go on a cruise, and it's getting ready to happen again, I know, but I, being the list maker that I am, make all kinds of lists on things I want to do. And, yeah, I needed to relax more than I needed anything else. And we did a lot of that. We did a lot of that. So our room on the ship is an infinity balcony room. And I was not sure how I was going to feel about that. And neither was Linda, because both of us have always had and have been spoiled with balcony rooms on our cruises. And I'm talking about the kind where you open the door and walk out onto your balcony. That's the kind we've always had. And this infinity balcony room on the Celebrity Beyond is where the balcony is actually an extension of your room. So it has like those Japanese kind of doors that you can open, and then there's a big picture window that you can lower half of to hear the ocean and all that, and then the chairs. So it's like you don't actually walk out onto the balcony, you just walk to it and you sit and you lower the balcony. And we weren't sure if we were going to like that because we were used to having real balconies. But we were both pleasantly surprised by being able to still stay in the air conditioned space, but have the window down to where we could hear the ocean just like normal and look at it just like normal. So we were pleasantly surprised by that. So we spent a lot more time in the room than we thought we would.
Okay.
But
So
it was
it
very
wasn't like a
enjoyable.
veranda then.
It wasn't a veranda that you walk out on. It was like a veranda that's built as an extension of your room. So rather than looking left and right at your neighbors out there on the balcony, it wall extended. So you saw the ocean view, but
Oh,
you did not see the rooms next to you on the left and right.
okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Interesting.
We
I
really
think I'd
liked it.
have
We
to
were both
see that
surprised.
to really
Yeah,
visualize.
yeah.
But that's
Yeah,
interesting.
I can send some pictures to put up there on the website. It is interesting and I liked it. So if it rained and it did rain part of the time, you didn't have to walk out onto the balcony in the rain. You were inside. You could just still
Hmm.
view everything and choose to lower or raise the window as much as you wanted, based on the weather. It only rained for a short period, but it still was a great thing to have. So this next one we're going on, Butch and I were in a traditional balcony room with, where you walk out on the balcony, different cruise
Right.
line.
Yeah.
But we were
Okay.
pleasantly surprised, so I wanted to share that in
Well,
case
that's
anybody
Okay.
cool.
wondered.
All right. Sophie, number 3 for your list.
Number 3. Okay, so this was at the end of the first day, and we went to the Grand Floridian to have dinner, me, Jagan, and Aunt Sheila. And once we were done with dinner, we actually went and enjoyed the eggs, the Easter eggs. And I actually took a bunch of pictures. So
Those are
I am
gorgeous.
going to share them with you now. Okay, so here are my
Yay.
eggs. This is one that he was actively painting while we were there. You can see we
That
got
is
all the
fantastic.
characters, and I'm just going to scroll through them, and you guys can react accordingly. So we
Oh,
have
so sweet.
Bambi. This one
Nice.
is a Country
I
Berries
love that one.
Jamboree
That
one.
is so cute.
Yeah,
I think that one
and
was my favorite.
this one's an Alice in Wonderland one. It's from the back, so you can't really tell. Sword in the Stone,
Oh, very good depiction.
Princess and the Frog. That one's just a chocolate rabbit, but obviously it's not just a chocolate rabbit because it's
Exactly.
huge.
Exactly.
Did
It's
you take a bite
absolutely
of him?
massive. No, of course not.
Uh-huh.
Oh, I'd have been sorely tempted.
I was not because you don't know how long he's been sitting out there.
That's true. I
We have
guess
a
you're right. I
Cars
probably wouldn't have
one.
been.
I still don't know exactly what this one is. It looks kind of like a honey pot, but at the same time, I can't be sure.
Maybe
And
it's a honey pot rabbit. For
I have
well, but behind it,
No,
it
it
looks
looks
like an
like
oven.
Stitch ears. Doesn't it look like Stitch ears?
a little,
Like a,
but I don't know.
And
I
see,
really
behind it,
have.
it looks like a stove, an oven.
yeah,
So
yeah.
Yeah.
it wouldn't have been Winnie the Pooh or anything like that.
Uh-uh.
That's
I have
Yeah.
curious,
no
isn't it?
idea what it is. I'm gonna need
They
to
should
figure
have had
that out.
signs.
If
Oh, you
you,
know what? There's a little card in front. Can you zoom in on that card?
one second.
I
Not
wonder
here. Oh wait. Aha! Here
wonder
we
what says
go.
what it is.
I can't
Krista.
read that.
It says
Krista.
That's
Krista.
that's the name of the person who made it.
Okay,
Oh
hang on.
darn.
Keep it.
I don't
Munchling.
Yes.
remember my brain.
Munchlings.
Munchlings. Anybody know what
Munchlings.
munchlings are? Let us know.
Well, if you do, leave a comment. Or
Mm-hmm.
better yet, tell us in the Facebook group.
Yes.
So there's that one. The Alice again, this time from the front.
That looks
Uh
good.
huh.
It's like a little clock.
It
The Sword and the
is.
Stone from the front. This one's actually very special, and I'll talk about it a little bit later. But
Mm,
this one is from a Studio Ghibli film that we also discussed later at the convention. And the Ghibli film is called My Neighbor Totoro. And it actually is celebrating its 35th anniversary this year.
Nice.
great.
Yeah, it's amazing what these people can do with them. And of course, this is my confirmation that the Main Street Electrical Parade is coming back because they have it in egg form.
Sure looks like it.
I even
Sure
have
looks like
video.
it.
I even have video. It lights up.
Cute.
Nice.
That's nice.
Yeah, and as you can see, it was a little bit loud there. Winnie the Pooh. More Winnie the Pooh. More Winnie the Pooh. This one, I didn't know what it was, but Jagan told me it is The Lion, the Witch, and the Wardrobe. I didn't realize that was Disney.
It is.
Wow.
Yeah.
Well, noted. This one is the one that I think is Mommy's favorite because it's actually Daisy's house.
Oh
You-
my gosh.
You can
Sweet.
see her up there in the window, and
Oh,
guess who's down below singing a song to her?
so
Ah!
sweet. Look at all those tiny little flowers. They're so pretty.
I know. And from what I understand, these eggs are completely edible. They are made out of chocolate.
Awesome.
Yeah. More of that, more of that. Oh, I got a video of it. I'm actually going to turn that volume down though. So you have Donald there, just getting the details, and then there's Daisy.
Sweet.
And then again, here's the other side of the egg that they were actively painting.
I really love that one. There's just so much going on there.
Yep. And I believe that is the last of it. So I'm going to stop sharing for now.
Well, thank you, Sophie.
Okay.
Uh-huh.
Taking us on your trip with you.
Oh, actually, I was wrong. There was one more thing. Guess who laid all those eggs?
Oh, of
Kevin.
course.
Yep.
Goodness.
And the
So
babies are there too. We found that, and it is amazing.
that is awesome.
So yeah, that was my number 3.
That one is
Nice
edible
one.
too.
I think so.
That's great. Thank you, Sophie.
That's
Thank
awesome.
you.
All right, Brenda.
Oh, well, back to me. Well,
Back
I
to
guess
you.
we'll hit on food since, me. Um, so unfortunately, whenever I do anything on any trip to anywhere, I can't help but compare everything to Disney's version of whatever it is. So
Mm.
travel in hotels, travel on cruise ships, I'm comparing what they have to what Disney has because, so much of all my travel's been Disneyfied travel. But one of the things I like on the Disney cruising is that you have rotational dining. So say for instance, there's, 3 different restaurants on the ship that are like themed restaurants, and then you are assigned like certain nights at each of those restaurants. But when you show up for your first one, you meet your servers, and the servers travel with you. So each night, even though you're going to a new restaurant, you have the same servers for your entire trip. And I really like that concept because you get to experience all of the different restaurants that are, included on the cruise, but you have your same servers. Well, Disney, as far as I know, is the only cruise line that does it that way. So of course, Celebrity was not that way, and I knew that. But like on Royal Caribbean, when I was on Royal Caribbean in November, you have like the main dining room, which is like this main huge dining room, and on theirs they don't tell you when to be there. We had my time dining, so on my time dining, instead of choosing like 6 o'clock or 8 o'clock for your dinner, you just go when you want to, and I enjoyed that, as opposed to Disney having where you choose either your early time or your late time, because sometimes depending on what you're doing or how you're feeling, you might want to change it, but you can't. So on Celebrity, they had the my time dining also that we did, so we got to go whenever we wanted. But instead of having one big main dining, they have 4 different options for dining. So they have a Tuscany restaurant, which is Italian, a Cyprus restaurant, which is like Greek food, Normandy restaurant is French food, and then they had a cosmopolitan that's kind of like it's it's more, I don't know, it's, to me it's, I would call it experiential, where they come up with these dishes and you kind of either like that kind of thing or not. So we could show up whenever we wanted to eat, and we could choose that night if we wanted Italian or if we wanted Greek, or if, you know, if we wanted French, or and I liked that. And the food was really good. Um, the restaurants were themed, they were very beautiful, and the food was really good. And I kind of liked having, instead of just the main dining place, I liked having kind of 4 smaller kind of venues with specialty food items. You could also get the classic food items though. So all the 4 restaurants had the classic menu, which was all the same, no matter which one you were at. And then they had the specialty ones for that restaurant also. So say for instance, since I'm allergic to tomato, if we had gone to Tuscany that night and their options all were tomato sauce based, I could have just gotten one of the classic kind of things. So, you know, it worked out. But I like that. I liked that kind of dining as well.
That's
So
cool. That's cool.
yep, yep, it was good. And the food was really good. So I have no complaints at all about the food that we had. It was very good. That was an overview of the food, so everyone will know about that.
Well,
There you go.
good. Good.
And then they of course had the Ocean View Cafe, which is the buffet that's offered every day, and you can have all kind of choices. And I'm sorry to say, but the Ocean View Cafe on the Celebrity Beyond had many more options than the Disney Ships buffet.
There you go.
So there you go.
Okay.
Since
So
I can't help
Disney,
but compare.
you need to start listening and incorporate that into your future thoughts regarding your buffet.
Yep. Yep.
Yep.
So there you go. All right, Sophie, back to you for number 2 on your list.
Yay.
Okay. All right. Well, number 2. And this is going to encompass multiple days,
Okay.
because this is something that we experienced almost every day, and it was wonderful. And that, of course, is the people that we met there.
Yay.
So I think the best day to give this as an example is day number 2. Jagan and I were dressed up as characters from this Disney show. It's called The Owl House. And it's basically a show about a girl who goes to a different dimension, and that dimension is full of witches.
Oh.
But they're nice witches, most of them. And we were a couple of those witches. So I'm going
Cool.
to share my screen again once I find it. There it is. Okay. And think about the Owl House. It's a popular show, but we did not expect to find as many people as we did dressed up as characters from that show. And we all agreed that we would be posting this on social media. So this is my way of doing it. May I present the absolute mob of people we found dressed up as characters from the Owl House.
That's
I will
awesome.
let you guess which one I am.
You're
I'll
on the
give you-
right.
Yeah, you're on the right. Jagan's next to you.
Yes. So, Jagan is dressed up as this character named Idolin. She is one of the main characters. I am her sister, Lilith, one of the main antagonists. But it's okay because everybody likes me. And
So
we have a
cute.
bunch of people. Jagan's backpack is also a character from the show, as you can see, because we have not one, but 2 people dressed up as that character. And we have a bunch of other Idas, and these are just the people that we found. There were so many more that we didn't get the chance to stop and say hi to. And
That
there are
is
just so
awesome.
many other ones that I could talk about. And that's just from day number 2. Again, here we are. Us again. This is actually a running joke, an inside joke between me, Jagan, and Aunt Sheila. and I'm not going to spoil it because that's what makes it fun. We have
Those
seriously
are
so
cute.
many photos. Here is the two of us on day number 3. We were dressed up as Howl, and I'll let you guess what the character's name is. If any of you guys have watched Howl's Moving Castle, here's my proof that I look exactly like the main character, and it was Destiny.
Tell everyone what your character's
All
name
right.
is.
All right. My character's name is Sophie. I dragged
Oh,
Jagan into this. My character's name is Sophie. She has brown hair. Here she is. And
oh my
here am I.
goodness. Well, look at you.
Yes.
Yep, you got that spot on.
Yep. And that's just day number 3. And this is the day that we actually went to the panel where the director of the Studio Ghibli film My Neighbor Totoro, who I said I would talk some more about, he was there. And there are so many other eggs that I didn't show you, but I'm just going to pull back up My Neighbor Totoro. He was there. We were celebrating the 5th anniversary, and Jagan and I were lucky. We got the second row of the audience
Oh,
seats.
that's awesome.
So we were right there. I don't have any of the pictures that Jagan has, but he brought some of the original cells and animation drawings from a bunch of Studio Ghibli movies, and he showed them to us. The only thing, I cannot post them online, so you're not gonna see them. And it's a good
Okay.
thing that Jagan didn't give them to me, because otherwise I would have just been in a whole lot of trouble.
Yeah. Well,
Yeah,
so the
looks like you
people is
met some
what
good
makes the
people.
conference, huh?
It absolutely is. There are
Okay.
so many people, so many new friends that we made. It was amazing.
That's
Yeah,
great.
that is great. All right, Brenda, number 2 for your list.
Oh goodness. Well, I guess I'll cover what I feel like other people would need to know more than something else. So the pool areas on the ship were really, I mean, really large, very accommodating for many, many guests. There was a big main pool. There were 2 infinity pools on the side of the deck in the adult areas that were really cool. And they had these double, it was 2-story champagne glasses. If you were on the main deck up by the pool, there were 2-story champagne glasses. And what they were was on the second story, they were hot tubs. Like you went into the glass to sit in the hot tub. It was really cool. They were really cool
Whoa.
looking.
That is
But
cool.
aside from that, which is extremely unique, was that on this ship, another thing that I found that I really liked, especially because when I was young, we lived in the sun. We worshiped the sun. We put lemon in our hair. We put oil all over our skin. But now I don't like to be out in the sun with all the skin cancer kind of scares and so forth. There were more shady spots to sit around the pool areas on this ship than I've seen on another ship. And I found that to be extremely helpful, and I think it's going to benefit many people. So
Yeah.
I wanted to mention that because having shady spots, on those top decks, and they have a beautiful sunrise bar on the top deck where it's fun to go there, especially when you're leaving a port and kind of wave goodbye and have the sunset. And there's areas you can be out in the open, of course, but there were just a lot of shady areas that I found really, really nice.
Yeah, it's nice that you have the choice.
Yes.
Yeah,
Yep.
that's cool. I like that.
Yep.
Okay. Well, Sophie,
Yeah.
number 1.
Number 1. Okay.
I wonder if she's going to show the things she showed me.
Okay, so this was funny. This was really funny. Uh, it was I was packing to come home, and I was talking with my parents, and I made a note of something that I had bought. This is where I'm coming back to the stuff that I got. And I'm sure a lot of you guys are going to be like, Sophie, it's cool, but I do not care. And there are going to be even more of you guys who are like, Sophie,
That
how
is
the
funny.
heck did you get 2 of these? And I'm just going to show the picture and let it speak for itself.
Okay.
And I showed this to my mom because my dad was driving at the time. And you know what she told me? You know what she responded with? Does Daddy get one?
Aw.
And her answer was?
Daddy gets to borrow one. And for those of you who don't watch us, which you really should, because it's much better when you're watching us, I got a pair of lightsabers.
Pretty
Yeah.
cool.
I got a pair of lightsabers, and I had to leave them in Florida with my friends because they were too big to fit in my luggage. But before I went, I got a photo shoot, so I'm going to show it with you now. Look at my
Nice.
pictures.
That is awesome.
Yeah.
I look so awesome. I love these things so much, and I can't wait to bring them home or take them to Disney. One of the two.
Or
But
both.
yes, both.
Nice.
I look so awesome.
You do look awesome. That's for sure.
This is one of my favorites. This one right here,
Nice.
because the lighting. And this one is my other favorite.
Oh, nice. Yes.
Dramatic.
Yes.
More stuff. More stuff. I think that's the last
Love
one.
it.
Yep, that's the last one.
I love it. You're going to have to drive to Florida so you can drive them back home.
Absolutely. Lightsabers. And
That
before
is
any
really
of you
great.
ask, I got these for like half of the cost that it would have taken me to get just one of them at Disney.
That's great.
I know. So, Daddy, I'm just saying. I know you want to do the Disney experience, but I personally think this works better.
Well, I still want to do the experience. Still on my list.
All right, then. Fair
So there you
enough. Fair enough.
All right. Well, that is a great number 1 on your list.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Looks like you had a blast.
I did.
That is great.
I really, really did.
I'm so glad you're having these experiences because you can't, I mean, there no amount of money or any other thing in the world can replace these wonderful experiences we have.
Exactly. Exactly. And
And
you're
I
at a
realized that
point in
there
your life
are.
that you can do it, you know?
Yes.
And you know what? I realized there were a bunch of Easter eggs that I accidentally didn't show because I thought Kevin was the last picture I took. So when we post this video, I'm going to give all the pictures to Daddy and he can post them in the Facebook group for people to see.
That's
Okay.
great. Thank you for sharing that.
Mm-hmm.
Of course. So, what's your number 1, Aunt Brenda?
Oh, well, I'm gonna say probably my picture. Um, being on the open water does something soothing for my soul, and I love it. It's both my sister and I really appreciated it at this point in our lives, and we just love. I mean, you know, the difference in having the infinity balcony and having the regular balcony is that usually if we're in a room with a regular balcony, we will not leave the door to the balcony open at night. But with the infinity balcony, because you can raise or lower the window, it's like you just push a button and you can lower it even 2 inches. You can lower it like 3 feet, or you can lower it like 2 inches. But at night, we would lower that just to get the sound of the ocean while we slept, and it was just so soothing and wonderful. to have that. And then, of
Yeah.
course, going to St. Martin and St. Thomas and having a view like my picture today of St. Thomas is just, the water is so gorgeous and we just love it. So I guess that's number one, the sound and the view and the sea,
Yeah.
being out there on ocean
I
cruising.
was gonna say the sound of the ocean and being able to go to sleep to that it reminds me of when we were at the Grand Californian and we would go to sleep to the music from Paradise Pier.
Yes.
And you would hear and because it was right below us, and you would hear it,
Yeah,
and it would just kind of take you to dreamland.
that's right.
Yeah.
So
Really
yeah, I could
wonderful.
totally see that being really cool.
Yeah, it's really
And of
nice.
course, I have to stress this enough. Those were just my top 5. I'm sure
Oh
Aunt
yeah,
Brenda had so many more besides her top 5, and we would both love to talk about them, but we would be here for hours.
Yeah, yeah.
yeah. Well, that is a great recap, ladies.
Thank you.
Really, really
Thank you.
cool. Really cool. So I'm glad you guys had so much fun. Cindy and I went to Alabama to see
Mhm.
Stephanie and her family. We saw Shane and we saw the girlies.
Yay.
And, just a real quick aside, um, when we got to our hotel in Greenville, South Carolina, we stayed at one of the True by Hiltons. And I am going
Mm-hmm.
to tell you, if you just need a place to stay for the night, or even maybe for a couple nights, look into them because that was a fabulous hotel.
Oh, good.
Absolutely phenomenal. And it's not like $400 a night kind of hotel. But it feels like it.
Mhm.
But what was really cool was that um, Mackenzie was like, "Hey, I am so excited because tomorrow morning I'm going to sit next to Sophie for breakfast." And then we had to tell her mom had to tell her,
Oh.
well, Sophie's not on this trip because she's in Orlando. And the first words out of Mackenzie's mouth were, she's at Disney? And we were like, no, she's not. But she was all about her cousin Sophie. And I think
Sweet.
that was the one regret she had.
Oh.
She saw all of us and she loved seeing us, but she missed Sophie.
I
So,
bet she
Oh.
but it
did.
was so adorable. It was so adorable.
I'm
So,
sorry. I'm sorry, Mackenzie.
don't feel
Little
bad.
sweet.
It is what it is.
Mm.
Yeah.
But hanging with them was just very relaxing, and seeing them and seeing what Shane does, and we even got to see some video of him um doing his training, which he's training to fly the Army Chinook helicopters.
Ooh, wow.
And it's
Yeah.
really cool. But I am going to show real quickly. Let's see here. Let me see if I can find.
Is it the one with the campfire?
No.
No?
Let me see if I can find. You know what? I need to open up my. It's okay. I won't worry about it right now. I'll
Doobie
show it
doobie
maybe next
doobie
time.
doo.
I
Doo
can't
da
find it.
doo da.
So,
Oh,
Hmm.
but
well, that
it's
is
okay.
neat.
We went to a museum. They have a museum,
Uh-huh.
and we went to the museum and saw some of the helicopters, and you're able to sit in them and things like that. So it was kind of neat to be able to do that. But
Yeah,
Wow.
the
it's
ground.
just
Yeah,
really neat to see all the aviation history. So it was really cool. But
yeah.
anyway, so we had a fun trip too, and
That's
it
great.
was it was really neat that we're at a point where Sophie can do things, because she's an adult and we can do things, and we don't have to worry about Sophie and all that as much.
Yes,
Mm-hmm.
yes.
It's a big time
That's a
deal.
blessing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
It is.
yeah,
Being a little kid was fun, and I'm sure it was slightly less fun, but still fun to be raising a little kid me, but that
yeah,
time has passed.
yeah,
Now on to big and better things.
yeah. So that wraps up our feature topic. And as Sophie finishes her tea or whatever it is she's drinking.
It was tea, and I got it from Disney Springs.
Okay. As she finishes up, it is now time for This Day in Disney History for April 11th. And Sophie has an awesome bit of history.
I do. And I'm taking you all back to the not so ancient year of 1925.
Wow. That is a
Yeah.
long time
A
ago.
little bit, yeah.
Yeah, it was
98
almost
years ago.
Yeah. Where Roy Oliver Disney marries Edna Francis at Uncle Robert Disney's house on Kingswell Avenue in Los Angeles, California. It is the
Nice.
same house where Walt lived and set up shop after first arriving in Hollywood from Kansas. As Walt owns a motion picture camera, he shoots the day's events. In 1930, Roy and Edna will have a son named Roy Edward.
Nice. Very nice.
Happy anniversary!
Yep.
Happy
98 years
anniversary.
ago today, on the 11th, on today. So,
Yeah.
wow. That's cool.
Very good. Thank you, Sophie.
That
Thank
is
you.
cool. All right. Well, it is time to stump the Soph.
You can try. I've been gone for a week. My mind is fresh.
It is fresh, and it won't take much with this character, I don't believe. This character, no answers yet, unless you absolutely know it, but don't just guess names because of what I say in this first clue. This character is one of Minnie Mouse's best friends.
Figaro.
No. Like I said, don't just throw names out yet.
But he is.
Okay, but it's not Figaro. This character can be absent-minded and ditzy.
Daisy.
No. We've done Daisy before. This character's animal nature tends to shine through.
Clarabelle?
Yep, Clarabelle Cow.
Very good.
Um,
Very good.
the fourth clue, which I didn't underline because I wasn't going to say it because it would have been a giveaway, but she often wears cowbells as jewelry and speaks in cow-related puns.
There's your dead giveaway.
That would have
Yep.
definitely been the dead giveaway.
Yeah, you rock, Sophie.
Thank
Yeah.
you.
And I have a picture, which I got to pull it up, so I don't know where it is just yet. But there is a picture. We were at Disney when Sophie was a wee lass, and we were at the Magic Kingdom, and we saw Horace Horsecollar and Clarabelle Cow in Town Square, and we were in line to see them. And as we were in line, we were right the next people that was going to be seeing them, and the handler pulled them away. And
God, that happens all the time.
but they said, just hang on, it's only going to be a few minutes. And we said, okay, we're hanging on. And we hung on, and we saw, and I don't know where it is because I got to find it, but we saw them, and it was so cool.
Aww.
It was
Yay.
so cool.
And you never see Clarabelle and Horace in the parks.
Mm-mm.
Not
Yeah.
unless they're in parades.
Yeah.
Yeah. I need to find this because it's going to drive me nuts if I don't. I'm sorry. Hang on. Let's see. Is it 2007?
I don't know.
I don't know either. Oh. There's some music.
Sophie, do your best impression of Clarabelle's voice.
Moo.
Pretty darn good.
Do a dooby dooby doo ba doo a doo ba doo da doo a dooby doo ba doo ba dooby doo. I don't know.
I don't know. Can't find it. I will find it and share it for next week. Sophie's probably
Yes.
glad I can't find it because she was a
No.
lot younger then.
Oh no, those are great memories. So
You know what? I'm gonna look
Mm.
one more place. One more place.
Do da do 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 da do do dum do dum dum da 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 dum dum do 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 dum 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 da dum 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 dum.
Mike for the fail.
It's okay.
it's okay.
Gotta find it. Gotta find it.
You'll
It's
find
here
it
sometime.
soon.
Yeah.
Just
I'll
wait.
find it soon.
You'll find it right after we stop recording.
Yeah, no doubt, right?
That's
And
probably
then
the
it gets
truth.
posted to the Facebook group with all my eggs.
Ah, here it is.
Uh-oh, there it is.
I found it. I love it. Hang on, let me share the screen. Start sharing. You see her?
Oh my gosh, look at that
Aw.
tiny itty bitty Sophie.
Okay, that one I like because the sunglasses cover most of my face.
That is too cute.
Those sunglasses, Brenda, were so cool because the dark part of the sunglass, you could open them and then
Oh
see her
yeah.
eyes.
Yeah, that's cute. Yeah, I love those
But
guys.
anyway, I love those sorts. I love my old pictures with Sophie.
Yeah.
It's just
Wonderful memories.
wonderful memories. But you're right, you almost never see them in the parks.
Mm-hmm.
So this is from 2007. August 8th is the day that picture was taken. So
Yeah.
anyway, enough of Mike falling down that rabbit hole. He came out of the rabbit hole.
There you go.
Wow, just
And
like Alice from Wonderland.
yeah, and
Mhm.
now it is time for a little bit of Walt.
Because Lord knows we've missed it dearly.
Yeah.
If I had more of a voice and less of allergies, I might actually yell this quote from Walt for anybody at Disney in the back row that's listening. A word may be said in regard to the concept and conduct of Disneyland's operational tone. Although various sections will have the fun and flavor of a carnival or amusement park, there will be none of the pitches, game wheels, sharp practices, and devices designed to milk the visitor's
Ooh!
pocketbook. Walt
Yes,
Disney.
preach it, sister, preach it. I was disappointed, and I will go off tangent and say
Mm.
that recently one of our Pixie friends was at the Magic Kingdom, and Genie Plus was $35 per person,
For
and
one day, people.
for Lightning Lane for Tron was $20, and Lightning Lane for Seven Dwarfs was 12. So if she had done that for her, it would have been $67. And if she had done it for her family of 6, it would have been over $400
Additional for one day.
Yeah.
Oh my
Really, this
Lord.
needs to be addressed, Disney. This needs
That
to be
was
addressed.
about the only thing I would have paid for of those 3. I would have paid the $12 Lightning Lane for Seven Dwarfs. I don't think I would have even paid the 20 for Tron.
I would have paid for Tron, but I would have paid the ILL for Tron, but I would not have paid the Disney Genie price.
No.
Because I would, Tron I haven't done. But that's the thing. When people go on vacation, they need to be able to budget. It was like I thought it was always that the max price for Genie Plus was $29, and it was a rare, occasion. This is not right for families.
Right. Right. And not only that, you can't put it into your package. So you
That's right.
can't prepay for that over time as you're
Right.
planning your cost of your package. It's
Right. While you're paying for
where's
food
your
for your
credit card?
family.
Here's some
Yeah.
extra bill that you're going to get. Because we always used to say, and I'm sorry we're going off on a tangent, and I don't want to ruin what was an absolute
I'm not
famous
sorry.
I'm
show.
not sorry either.
Um,
It needs to be discussed.
but I was really disappointed. It used to be you would add the meal plan. You knew you were paying a little bit more, but you
Right.
also knew that you were getting your meals covered,
Yep.
and you didn't come home to a big credit card bill for food that you bought. That's not the case now. And now you also coming home to Genie Plus and those sorts of purchases, and that's just disappointing.
Yep.
So
So you're reserving things like character dining, and that day you're already going to have like a $300 out-of-pocket expense for dining, and now you have a $400 plus out-of-pocket expense for that day. It's just not right. Something's got to change.
yeah. So
And they need to reread this quote from Walt Disney over and over again if they have to.
yeah. Yeah.
He did not want to milk the visitor's pocketbook. This was not his design. And those of us who love Disney because of Walt are not happy about it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Sorry. It's
Yeah.
the way it is.
You know what? That gives me my topic for next week.
Ooh.
Ooh.
I didn't have one coming in because Brenda is going to be spending some serious quality R&R time with her hubby Butch, and I am looking forward to hearing all about the things that they did just to relax on their next cruise, which is coming up. And so she won't be here next week. So Sophie and we're going to talk about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter at Universal Orlando Resort.
Yup, and you know what something, Daddy? I don't think we covered this, but I found out something while I was in Orlando. When we were leaving the convention center to come home from every day of MegaCon, we would pass by this huge construction site. And Aunt Sheila told me that's a new theme park for Universal Studios.
Yeah,
it's called Epic Universe.
That's
and
right.
we were passing by the hotel that they were building.
Yep.
And it's going to have an even newer Harry Potter land. So we have the one in Universal Studios. We have the one in Islands of Adventure. We're going to have a new one in this Epic Universe thing.
Yeah. And I know nothing about what that park is going to have.
Nor do I.
There's a lot of things that are in Hollywood that aren't here that they're going to put there.
Mm-hmm.
But anyway, we're going to talk specifically about the Wizarding World of Harry Potter, and we're going to talk about Islands of Adventure and Universal Studios Florida and what you see in those areas.
Yes.
Awesome.
So that's our topic next week. We're going down a Harry Potter rabbit hole.
There you go.
Okay. So until next time, Sophie, Brenda, Grogu, and myself hope you all have a great week. Enjoy what you're doing no matter where you are, and just remember to find the joy in anything you're doing. Okay? It's important to put a smile, turn that frown upside down. Okay, people?
Yeah.
And we will see you next time. And Brenda, we're going to miss you. We'll see you the week after, I hope.
Right.
And until then, we will
See you
on the road.
Bye.
Bye.
Bye, everyone.
Yes.